Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Here we are for another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset podcast conversations things. I always think, are we doing a podcast or a conversation? Oh, they're the same thing.
They're the same thing. I
They're
know.
the same
We're
thing.
having a conversation. However, it's being recorded for a podcast.
There you go. They're just
Yeah.
getting that straightened away. We're going to have a good conversation. This is going to be a good one. They're always good. But boosting your inner peace. I don't know about you, but I think this is something that lots of people are looking for right now. Boosting your inner peace. And it is possible.
It's interesting because I'm not going to start like interesting. We've got boosting your inner peace, and to me, inner peace wouldn't be boosting. Like it's like complete opposite. It would just flow. Anyway, I'll be quiet. I'll let you do your introduction. So
True that. But maybe we'll circle back after we come into our heart coherence exercise.
Okay.
Because that could be boosting your inner peace, you know.
Okay. Perfect.
There.
Thank you.
So listeners, if you've been with us before, you know that we like to just kind of bring our energies into coherence. And we do that by focusing your attention on your heart space. So just take a nice deep breath and intend that you're breathing into your heart space. Breathe in, pause slightly at the top, and then sigh it out of your mouth. Now find your natural rhythm of breathing. See if you can slow it down a little bit though. Breathing in and breathing out, focusing on your heart space. And notice that as you focus on your heart space, breathing in and breathing out, things seem to slow down a little bit. Your mind chatter starts to slow down. Keep breathing in and out through your heart space. Maybe even put your hands over your heart space just to really anchor that that's what you're doing. Breathe in and breathe out. And if you're sitting, feel the support beneath you. If you're standing, feel the support beneath you. Whatever you're sitting or standing or lying on, feel the support receiving you, holding you. Good. One more deep breath in and out. And now set the intention that you are connecting your energy with all other beings who are listening to this episode, regardless of where they are, when they're listening. We can still energetically connect from our heart space. So first of all, we soothe our own energy system by breathing in and out of our own heart space. And then we intend to connect our loving energy with all other beings doing this same thing. And breathe that in. Allow yourself to feel supported, acknowledged, loved, seen, and connected with this beautiful energy. A nice deep breath. Now we're going to switch gears and go into talking about, I got Deb's deeply yawning now.
I think you got me on the boosting. I think what I said, I jumped the
peace.
gun. I jumped the gun too quickly at the start. I'm yawning because I was like, okay.
Boosting
your inner peace.
Boosting your inner peace. But you see, we encourage you to grab your note-taking device now, but hold on to that kind of drop into your own energy. It's such an important piece to do, and it is a beautiful, beautiful way to keep coming back to that sense of connection, that sense of heart coherence. And I don't know about you, but that's one of the best ways to recognize inner peace is always with me. We have to remember to train ourselves to drop out of our chattering head that kind of goes, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? Just come, put your hand on your heart. That is tip number one. Hands on your heart and breathe with the intention that you're breathing in and out of your heart space. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, just having a you got me good. You literally got me so good. I'm like, that's it. And I think, well, I wrote tip number one was heart coherent. That was it.
Yeah.
Which was because I did react by going, oh, I don't know if boosting and inner peace actually goes together. Like, who thought of this idea? Where did we come up with this idea? But that was it. It was just and I think, yeah, that one got me so good. I think I'm gonna say these in no order. My thought is, out of our tips today, yeah, I'm having a whole inner peace moment.
You really
Okay.
are.
So here's one as I do this is sometimes words don't need to be spoken, apart from when we're on a podcast, I'm just going to say that. But sometimes words don't need to be spoken to justify yourself, to tell people how you're feeling, whether up or down. Sometimes just your energy. Words don't need, just sit in your own beautiful space. Just create that environment that feels right for you, and that may not be words. It may just be, right now I'm just going to sit, and if you're uncomfortable, I'm going to feel, or my body's not doing what it's supposed to do, so I'm just going to feel that. Or somebody said something to me, I'm just going to feel it. So it's more I say lean into things. It's not more of a lean in, it's actually just be, not
expand into it. There's a spaciousness in what you just said, right? It's like hold it, like open the space to just be there. Yeah, I like that.
Open the space to just be. The pleasure you put that together. Open the space to just be there.
Yeah. I think that's a tip that I would like to put in here too, is that going back to this idea of boosting your inner peace, the truth of it is we actually always have peace. We have peace within. But our chattering minds may have us believe otherwise.
Sorry, didn't mean to laugh. I was like, yeah.
Right?
You run a marathon in a sprint cycle.
Exactly. Your inner critic and your do-gooder and your, come on, let's get up and let's get this show on the road type of propensity.
And your people pleaser.
I do people
throw that one.
100%. Yeah.
All of that. Yeah.
But this inner peace, it's asking for you to create the space. And to your point, Deb, you don't need words. You can just go, here it is. Feel into that. And so this is the dropping from your head into your heart. And one of the fastest ways is to simply put your hand on your heart space and breathe and feel your hand being elevated with your breath. And just do, I like to say 3 to 5, but 10. Sometimes you need cycles of it, right? And that can actually help you go, oh yes, there is peace within me. Right?
Yeah. I'm thinking, yes, all of that.
Yes.
I'm in that such a flow. Moira's like, damn, Deborah, this is not what we signed up for. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking other people can come in, because we had a great conversation. Other people can come in and disrupt your inner peace. So just because someone else is in chaos doesn't mean you have to join them.
Yes.
So if this is yours to hold on to, but when other people try and jump into they try and recruit you, this is a problem I've got. This is you don't have to be part of that recruiting process. You don't have to jump into their storm, onto their train. You can
Yeah.
just go, yeah, that's not for me. That's all of yours. And I think knowing that is helpful for you just to feel back in yourself, stay present and grounded would be my thing. Just present and grounded and feel and go, this doesn't feel right, and be okay with that. But you don't have to jump into other people's storm.
Stories.
Yeah.
Stories or storms. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, yeah.
Stories or storms. But as you're describing that, Deb, I'm realizing that we're just talking about one of the four agreements is don't take things
Oh,
personally, right? So it's like, so if somebody else is saying, you did that on purpose to make me feel this, I'm like,
yeah,
well, it's not about you, that's about them, right?
yeah.
That's
Four
their
agreements, for
story.
goodness sake. Yeah.
Yes. But four agreements is such a beautiful way to boost your inner peace. And
Mm,
sometimes that does mean just sitting in that spaciousness to say, am I being impeccable with my word? Am I releasing everybody else's opinions, not about me? Am I
mm,
am I releasing any assumptions and am I doing my best? That's the four agreements is such they're beautiful ingredients to help
mm.
boost your inner peace. And so if you do, and let's face it, we all do experience times of discombobulation, which may have us think there is no peace in me. It does, it happens. So therefore,
Mm.
maybe you could tap into one of those four agreements. Is this discombobulation happening because I'm getting caught up in somebody else's story? Or because I'm making an assumption? Or because
Uh,
I'm dot
yeah,
dot dot.
I think it's just reminding ourselves that this is our life.
Yes.
You get to choose. So you get to choose. Yeah, I see. All I can hear is Moira going, other people's opinions are none of my business. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. I think I said that like that. Other people's opinions. I'm like, I know.
That's what
I
Moira's voice sounds like in Deb's head.
and then poor Moira. Yeah, poor Moira. Well, there you don't take it personally. Again, like it's right there, because if Moira's like, that's not how I sound, we'd have a pretty there'd be no inner peace in this
Mm,
podcast conversation.
nope.
But I think remembering that just remembering that this is all this is yours.
Yeah.
What fills you up. And I was talking about this at the weekend. If you're focused on your glitter, if you're focused and you're on passion, purpose and mission, there's a
Oh,
new
that's a
word
good
for
one. Passion.
passion,
Purpose and mission.
purpose and mission. Deborah and Moira created a new word. Moira's like, no,
Yay.
you created it, Deborah. I'm not taking that one. When you're on your purpose and your mission, these little things of the niggles that go on around you, they're nothing.
Yeah.
They literally, you're not focused. But when you're not on purpose and you're not on your your vision, when you're
Yep.
off track, you start seeing all the BS around you.
Yeah. So everything's then a niggle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of going, no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to go from A to B, and if things get in my way, I'm not going to be engaging in it. If you could see people could see me, it's like I'm swimming.
She's
I'm
swimming.
swimming. Literally, poor. That's why it's a podcast, clearly. But their drama is not yours to be part of. But when people just niggle and do all that around you, so that boundary. God, I've even said the boundary word again. Did I just do that again?
She did.
Dude,
That's,
there's
oh, we
something
need to
going
start
on.
making notes on that.
That's
Deb doesn't
I
like the
think
word
that's
boundaries, but she's
I think
done
that's
it.
probably three times in a row, I have a
I
feeling.
think so.
Interesting. But when you put that boundary up, because you're not buying into the stuff. You're just, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing. I'm on my vision. I'm on my purpose. All the niggles that come out try and attach to you, they don't.
They
Because
don't.
this is
Yes.
where I'm going, no matter
Yep.
what I'm doing, everything's on the way, in the way. Again,
Yeah.
it's just if you could see what I'm trying to do with my hands, people, you'd probably laugh hysterically. And we're not going to record these into a Facebook Live, by the way, but that's how I feel.
But I love what you just said, because that is so in alignment with the one that we often bring into our conversations about things being in our way, and they're not. They're on our
Mm,
way. Because if things, where if somebody the niggles or the criticisms or the you can't do that or you have to do it this way, um, if they start impacting you, they're being perceived as things that are blocking you, but they're not.
mm,
When
mm.
you're really aligned with, this is my mission, this is my intention, this is my vision, or I should say pission.
I think that's a great word.
I
I'm going to write
think
that
too.
down.
I think too. We're
I
gonna
think,
have to keep that one. But then because that shows that you're being authentic, and you have such a sense of clarity. Do you know,
mm,
it's making me feel of something. I talked about this morning on my Facebook Live. I've been reading of late from a number of different sources, so I can't quote just one. But
what?
I know, isn't that shocking? Um, but basically the vibe is saying feel your feelings. And we've been talking
Mm,
about that in this conversation, feeling your feelings, but honor all of them. And the thing that I read earlier today was to not run away from fear. So it's talking about seeing fear as a gift and as a guide to say, hey, you're on track.
mm,
And so it's about not feeling like, oh, fear's coming up, so therefore I have to let it go or stop or put this down. No,
mhm,
fear could be an emotion that's just coming up to going, oh, we're almost there.
mm.
Right? So it's about, that's when we walk with this acknowledgement and awareness that inner peace is always there, and we allow ourselves to always feel our emotions and not stuff one down and say, oh, I have to be positive and happy and ecstatic all the time. Well, it'd be pretty boring. That'd be very vanilla-ish if that's all that existed, right?
Yeah, and I think yes, and I'm gonna do a side caveat to that also, is because at the weekend I was at an event, and we were talking about our feelings, and I do love that. If I think everyone needs to, it would be wise for everyone to actually watch that movie.
Oh,
You know
yes.
that, yeah,
I
what
know
is
the
that? What is
one.
that
It's an
movie? Yeah,
animated
watch that
movie.
movie. Yeah, watch that movie about
Animated movie that's
feelings.
about feelings. Yeah.
That
We'll
one.
have to look
Everyone
that
watch
one.
that movie. Everyone
Just
watch that
just
movie.
look it
Let me
up
tell
on
you.
YouTube. It's the
Yeah,
movie
the
about feelings.
movie, and it's a kids movie. I love
It
that
is.
thing. But I think also just recognizing not everyone is the same as you.
Yes.
And oh, you just see Moira then.
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. Because when at the event I was at the weekend, there was a lot of different cultures to me.
Mm,
And and you know, certain people have been brought up to never cry. Certain
right.
people have been brought up to, you know, stuff their feelings down and never speak their truth. And certain, religions means you can't actually say what you truly feel and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So just know you're on your journey, you're on you, they're on them,
Hmm.
but not, yeah, we're all different. We're all different, but we're on our same path. But just also, it was just a cultural thing that I went, wow, you don't do that. Oh, and then I went into full judgment. I'm like, oh, that's pretty screwed up having a family like that in my head, like in my
Thank
head. And then I
goodness.
was like,
Thank
yeah,
goodness.
thank goodness. They might have been able to read my face because, if I'm boosting my inner peace, I didn't have my poker face on. But it really alerted me to, wow, that's, I had that empathy towards them then. I
Hmm.
understood why they had their upbringing the way they did, or I understood. I just had that. So just know that we're all different and we're all on the same journey to create it. So it might look different to an Asia culture than it is to a New Zealand person,
Right.
or it might be different. And I'm not blaming religions. I don't want to blame culture or like any of that, but I'm just saying we're all different, and I believe every person on this in this planet actually wants inner peace, has a desire for that. I believe we're
Yeah,
all on the same thing, but what that looks like. So not every tip is going to resonate with some people, but
definitely.
yeah. Does that all make? I know that does
It
it that makes sense, doesn't it, in a way?
Yeah, it
in
really
a way.
does. You know that the one I wanted to add on to that, or maybe make it a separate one, is to develop curiosity. Because,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because from what you're saying, absolutely, that some people are, oh, you can't talk about that. You know,
Mm,
we don't speak about those types of things, or we don't
yeah.
ask those kinds of questions, or
We don't
we
do
don't
that.
do
Yeah.
things that way, right? But when if we could, and what I wrote down is I believe that curiosity allows for more peace to be cultivated, because then
Mm,
if I'm curious about how do you do things in that part of the world, or how do you do things in that belief system, and how does that
mm,
group do things, then it it's there's a honoring that's happening. And I'm not
mm,
taking anything personally, and I'm just kind of going, oh, how do you react with that type of
mm.
situation, right? And then nobody feels defensive or attacked or judged. They get to just show up as they truly are, right?
It is that be curious and don't judge. I mean, one of the people, that I spoke to, and her grandmother used to say, "Harden up, Buttercup, harden up, Buttercup," but she didn't do it to any of the other family members. It was just me, and I was like, okay, so not anyone else. And anyway, we did find examples where she did say it to other people. She just thought it was singled out to her own. So that's that be curious again. Actually look.
Yeah.
Don't just hold on to that story. Lean in and look.
Don't make the assumption.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
said, and then well, actually what actually happened is then she realized she did it to everybody. And it
Yeah.
wasn't just her. So I was like, so what you're saying is actually you weren't unique, and it actually became so because she leaned in and she became curious and she started looking, but she got stuck to one
Right.
side. She was
Right.
so, she was so firm. My nana did this and harden up, Buttercup. Oh, crikey. My dad used to say, uh, drink some concrete and harden up.
Oh
Like,
gosh.
okay. I mean, realistically, no one's gonna, well, please don't drink concrete to harden up anybody. I'm just
You
gonna really, that's
know,
not a tip.
no.
But
No.
it's amazing how we're taking those things personally, going back to that. But just know that's them. That's
Hmm.
their thing. That harden up, Buttercup. And when she said, so it actually wasn't just at me. And I was like, no, state the obvious. Deborah's poker face was not doing that very well. But I think that's that awareness of that be curious, lean in and look at that, and then just go, well, no wonder. She says it to everybody. So why am I the one peeved off when everyone just goes, oh, that's Nana? But she shouldn't. Why? She's 85 years old. Do you want her to change now?
Yeah, well, and
Just
and we all know we can't change other people. We can only
no.
change us.
And if someone's stuck with that theory for 50 odd years or something, good luck. Good luck changing it for the last couple of years of her life. Like, and it's not yours to change people, I think. I think there's a lot in that, but I'm just leaning into that. Be curious, but it's not your job to change other people, was the other one as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, good luck trying to sum all those up, Moira.
Well, and in fact, the story you just shared, because sometimes we can get caught into that type of mindset.
Mm,
The piece that I'm thinking of is that as a young adult, as a child growing up, um, throughout my early years, people would always say to me, it didn't matter who they were, "Oh, Mario, you're too sensitive." Got it.
mm,
You saying toughen up or harden up made me remember it, because this was a thing that so many people that knew me, oh, Moira, you're just too sensitive. You're too sensitive, too sensitive.
mm.
Until one day I got this huge memo or this awakening that I am too sensitive, and thank you very much. It's my gift. It's actually my superpower.
I was just when you said that, I'm like, I love that you're sensitive and you lean into people and you hear them, because if
Yes,
you're not sensitive, you're on your pishin.
that's
and
right.
and those roadblocks are just smashed at full
Right.
force.
So this is what I'm saying though, is that sometimes those labels are actually the truth. But that's why
Mm,
I'm saying is, so it's like all these people that said it to me, they were being critical. I'm like, toughen up, Myra. Stop being so sensitive.
mm,
But of course, I couldn't ever change any of them other than just saying, yeah, you're right. I remember
Well,
doing it. The day I did it was kind of like, oh, it was like this whole house of cards fell down all around me. It was like, oh, yeah, Moira's just being sensitive.
and you're like, yeah, I think the other thing is just own it.
Yes.
Just what you're saying then, it's just own it, because if you own it, it deflates it. That whole balloon is, oh, you're too sensitive. No, I'm not. Like, go back to, it's not personal. It's their opinion, and
Yeah.
you can't change other people's opinions, and their opinion actually doesn't really matter, even
No.
if they are family members,
Uh,
or anything, because you're the one who has to create your own inner peace. And if
exactly.
you're that one, and I think that's, I was just wording it before, and I was thinking, choose your response, not just your reaction.
Yes.
You know,
Well said.
is breathe and actually decide, am I going to engage with this, or just am I going to own it, or I'm going to walk away, or
Or
am
just
I
say
going to be,
smile and say thanks and walk away.
yeah, thank you. Like you've just yeah, you're not reacting. You just go, yep, okay, and that's it. I think, and taking that pause and that breath. Actually, they've got a point. I have done this. Own it, walk away. But it's not gonna, the moment this stuff is escalating and running riot in your mind, you're on a crazy train ride, and the train can derail at any time. But the moment you can just go, you know what? I'm not reacting to this because that's what they want. I've got better things to do. Back again to your pission.
Yeah.
My new word.
Yes.
And this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. And that is what the world needs of all of us, is that
Mm,
the thread of our passion, our purpose,
yep.
and our mission.
I love that. I'm
I
so
do
your
too.
pission.
We're going to have to do a whole master class on
On your
helping people
pission.
get in their passion. But the truth is that that is what unifies all of our purpose, is that to know who we are, to understand how we're wired and
Mm,
what our gifts are, what our uniqueness is, and then stand
mm,
up and walk forward with it.
yeah.
That in itself creates huge inner peace, because there is no, oh, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. Am I following the right path? Am I doing the right,
Mm,
animating, saying yes to the right things and saying no to the right things? When we get really in touch with our own authentic way and
mm,
what lights us up, we are doing our soul's mission, right?
mm,
We're
mm,
following our inner guidance, and that's what life requires from all of us, is walk to the beat of your own drum. I like to say that.
mm,
Walk to the beat of your own drum. That means following your heart.
mm.
I don't know about you, but that's one of the best ways to guarantee a sense of inner peace, right?
Yeah. Is it this whole this whole conversation, when I'm looking at these tips that I've written down and I'm looking at them, this is actually just guiding us back to us.
Yes.
Guiding us back, each tip is just back to me,
Yep.
and my decision, back to Moira and her decision. And I was thinking about this, and be aware of what label others have given you. And the reason I'm thinking about this is, when people go, oh, go to Deborah, she'll fix. So you're the peacekeeper role,
Mm-hmm.
quotation with my fingers in the end, let go of that. You don't have to be the peacekeeper role. You don't have to go and solve everyone else's problems. So, keeping everyone comfortable, and on track and all that doesn't have to be yours. Trust that they can feel and see, and that they've got confidence to do it. But also, you're teaching people to fish. You're not handing them the fish, if I can
Yeah.
say that. So let go of that peacekeeper role, and you don't have to be the go-to to hear all the information, because it is a challenge to hear all the information. People
Yeah.
give you information, and then you've got to put it front on, going, oh my God, that Dad did that, and hi Dad, hi, I'm still processing that. Hi Dad, you've got to let that emotion go. But
Right.
just be aware of what role you play in other people's worlds.
And sometimes it can be quite helpful. I find it quite helpful sometimes to see what labels people have put on me,
Mm,
because it can help kind of get into the nitty gritty of, like, oh gosh, I wouldn't have said that I'm good at helping somebody find this aspect or
mm,
align with that. So
mm,
it can be a little bit of give and take. You don't, so you run it through your own filter. right? If somebody says, "Oh, go to Deb because she helps you find your glitter,"
Yeah.
right?
Well, I think when, I had some people, had somebody complain about me at the weekend. Surprise. And
Yeah.
someone said to the person, it's like, you wouldn't believe what Deb did. And they listened to the story and they said, but that's what Deb does.
That is
Like,
Deb being
you're
Deb.
either, if you're not doing if you're under an umbrella and you've got A, B, C, D, and you just want to do A in small capitals, not small things, not capitals like we're asking,
Mm,
you are going to get pulled up.
right.
Like hashtag state the obvious again. So I think that's that whole thing is yeah, just be aware of those titles people have given you, and yeah, it goes back to don't take it personally for agreements.
Yep, it does.
Again,
It really
those
does.
four agreements.
So you can listen to it. You could, that's what I'm saying, is that sometimes it
Don't
can
bathe in
alert
it
you.
and rub, but
Yeah.
don't bathe yourself and rub it all over you like dirty mud. Like don't give yourself a mud bath in it.
Yes.
But
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
listen and go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And own it. As soon as you own that
That's a
stuff, you're like,
different.
okay.
Yep, that's an interesting perspective, but thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That came out your mouth. That's interesting. Yeah, no, that's a Deborah's version. Let's just hold that. Because that's not going to create inner peace. It's going to wind it up, wind it up.
And
But,
you said this at the very beginning of our conversation, Deb, is that sometimes we don't have to say anything. Sometimes it's more of like inner peace is a feeling. So we can say inner peace, we can use those words, but what does it feel like to you? So each one of us has our own flavor of what inner peace feels like. For some, it could be, slowed down breathing, a good heart rate, feeling enveloped by what you're sitting on, feeling creative, feeling engaged, feeling inspired. These are all nuances of peace. Right? And so it's to really, I think that's something I would encourage our listeners to be a wee bit of a detective. How do I feel about myself? One of my favorite questions.
Oh, I was just going to say, hang on, there's a thing you can ask about that. But even that, even just that, I know we talked about the heart coherent at the very start and the hand on heart. Just how do I feel about myself here? Pulling it back to that, pulling it back to that. But I think I know we talk about just for today.
Yes.
Just for today, just for today. And when we think about that, that just pulls it back to just for today, I'm going to choose one of these and I'm going to feel it, see it, and I'm going to lean in and I'm not going to run. I think,
or I'm going
just
to
for today
take things slowly. Just for today, I'm going to take things slow.
Just for today. Just for today, I'm going to be aware of my reactions.
Yeah.
Just for today, I'm going to be aware of other people's reactions. I'm going to be aware of, but you don't have to take it all on.
Yeah. And so therefore, that's why I was saying you can be a wee bit of a detective, because just for today means I don't have to be like this forever. Just for today. And then at the end of the day, how did I feel about myself today? Because you may find that some of the things that you say just for today, well, that didn't really serve me. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I can take something else. Right?
Yeah, and it is that let it go. Please. If you're stuck on this for over 24 hours, that's bathing in that shite all over again. Like I've got better things to do. Yeah, when you're back on your pishin, you're away. When you pull yourself back to that other stuff, there's no time to bathe in it. You're actually doing, and I'm not saying you're moving at a rapid speed, but there's no time to you're going with the flow. It's not a hustle, but actually this feels right. This feels
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is about really attending to and being the boss of your own energy,
Yeah.
right? Because when we take things personally or when we get lost in somebody else's agenda, we're not really following our own purpose or following our own inner truth.
Yeah.
Inner peace allows us to access inner truth, right?
Mm.
Which then brings us to trusting. I don't think we've talked
Have we
about
not?
trust. We haven't talked
What the
about trust
heck?
yet. What's up with this?
What? I was talking about trust at the weekend, and someone said, I said, I live on trust. I just trust it's going to work out. And they said,
Hmm.
how do you do that? And I said, I actually don't.
Hmm.
It's a way of being. I don't go, oh, today I need to trust. So when you're actually really living it, you don't go, oh, I need to trust this. It's a same as cleaning your teeth every morning. Well, if you
Yeah.
clean your teeth every morning, but it's just
I
a
hope you
given.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, I trust that you do. Yeah. But it's just I don't have to think, oh, I need to trust here. I don't question it. It's just part of my essence, a daily being, constantly. Because I'm not going, oh, I need to trust, I need to trust.
I
People go, oh, you must
know.
trust a lot. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do.
It's
I
just
don't, yeah.
it's a current. And actually, do you know what's really interesting? Somebody just a couple days ago emailed me asking me, could I give her a question? She said, what question do you ask yourself to help you trust that everything is as it should be? So here was my response to that, because I had to sit with it for a moment. I'm like,
If you could
what do
see,
you mean? I
I ain't
know,
got no poker face. I'd like,
I saw Deb's face. No, I had to sit with it. I had to go, I went for a walk first, and then I came back and I said,
that's a
there is
great
no
question.
question. There is no
Yeah.
question because asking says that it is not, right?
Mm.
So why would I say, uh, ask a question so that I can trust that everything is in perfect divine order? Like,
Mm.
well, because it is. There is no requirement for a question here.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
It's
that's what
a,
I'm saying is that trust does not mean I have to be convinced that all is well,
yeah, I think
right?
that's that thing. I think I'm just gonna go. Yeah. It's it's just a way of being. It's a
Hmm. I
it's just,
wouldn't be here.
it
I
just
wouldn't be
is.
here if it wasn't. So therefore, why would I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah. Just even when you asked that, I was like, wow, you really got to. I have to think about that. Yeah. I don't realize. I didn't realize a lot of people don't have trust, and
Yes.
well, I'm going to say don't have trust in certain areas. I'm going to say they have trust in other things, but they don't have trust, because they're attached to. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Watch your old stories and patterns
Ah, yes.
because the government did this to me, and because of that,
Yeah.
that whole thing. So I guess it's that letting it go again, but just be aware of those. Lean in, go, be curious, go back to that, just be aware of that because that's the stuff that will stop you. That'll stop you from your inner peace. There is
It
no
will.
peace when you're running that story repeatedly.
Yep. And
Yeah.
so there's some BS in there.
Mm.
So watch
Yeah.
your old stories and your patterns and your BS. BS, by
Yeah.
the way, is your belief systems.
Yeah.
But they might be the other definition of BS too.
Deborah's old definition before she met Moira. I think it was
Yes,
about
that
a
one.
year. I finally went, okay, now I'll take your one on. Now I will. Yeah. I think I know we're coming up to time, and we're gonna wrap up, and then I'm gonna ask Moira to do one teabag quote. Are we gonna
I'll
do a
do a
teabag
teabag
quote or
quote.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's a great one is watch those old stories that come in because and they can sideswipe you.
Oh, they can. Yeah.
Yeah, and whether they're yours or other people's who share it, and you're like, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, the police did that, the government did that, my
Mhm.
boss does that, my ex-boyfriend does that. Like, please. And
Yeah.
guess who's a common denominator? You.
Precisely. Precisely. And is it serving you, or do a Dr. Phil on it? How's that working for you?
Yeah. How's that working out for you? Yep. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is it serving? Yeah.
Yeah. And while you're all the time that you're doing that, you're embroiled in that kind of dialogue, where's your inner peace? Because you've kind of hit pause on inner peace if you're going, well, this person did this and this person did this, and that last time this happened, and yeah.
I think even when we just talk about inner peace, if you can see the chaos, you can see if you can see one side, you can see the other. If you can see the
Yes.
chaos, you can see your inner peace. So
You get to
just
choose.
open your frickin'
You
eyes.
get to choose.
Listen to me. Open your frickin' eyes. Deborah's inner peace is gone now. Open your frickin' eyes. Okay. Okay, back to Moira's beautiful quote.
Oh, back to my quote. So this is actually a really beautiful one for our boosting your inner peace. Gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there.
Oh.
That's a goodie.
Oh.
That's a really good
Oh.
one.
Yeah. Oh, I can feel that.
Yes.
Oh, I can feel that. That's okay. See, look, she starts. I'm like boosting and inner peace don't go together, and she knocked me on my, put me on my feet there, and she ends on that. And see and feel that. Okay, people. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's
Boosting
wrap
your
this
inner
up.
peace. Yes.
Yeah, let's wrap this up into grab that note-taking device if you didn't do it before, unless you're driving. Just going to be honest, unless you're driving, I think that would be wise not to do just listen and remind yourself that the significant quotes that we say will land.
Yes.
Trust again that you may not hear all 75 of them. There's not 75.
Nope.
But you will get one or two because we're going for that just for today. And mine was it's the heart coherent.
Yes.
And hand on heart is what I've got for tip number 1.
Yep.
And that is the quickest form, for me, the quickest form of getting yourself out of a pickle is your hand on your heart.
Definitely.
And just reminding yourself that you want to make those decisions in your heart, not in your head. And this is where we're going, and this is how it's going to look like.
Definitely. And then the next way I have from there is that when I said that to recognize that inner peace is always there. Sometimes you need to lean into it and to remind yourself so that you can kind of just tell the chattering mind, go sit in the corner because I'm just going to lean into this inner peace. And to your point, it's just hands on your heart and create that space to just, nice deep breath. And you're there, right?
Yeah. I think I'm going to add another thing is you can't stuff it up.
No.
I'm just going to add that.
Yes, you're right.
The whole you actually can't stuff it up. No words, just presence. You can't stuff it up with any of this.
No.
The next tip I've actually just written is Moira. So I clearly didn't write what all those. Just keeping the system flow of Deborah. I don't, and then I've got stories as the fourth one. So let me jump to this next one, and then we'll go back to your one.
All right, you do that.
I'll just do that. So this is just watch other people's stories. Oh, there's actually, I think we sort of did this again earlier. Later, don't jump into their chaos.
Yeah.
Their storm is their storm. You don't have to jump into theirs. So just let them be with theirs. You don't have to be the be or the fix it. Just be aware of their stories and their patterns for yourself.
And I liked how you said that on that tip was their stories and their storms. There's kind of like you don't need to get into either of them because they're always there.
Yeah, 100%. They're always there. Yeah, and they're not about you. Guess what, people? They are not about you. .com. Yeah.
.com. The next one that I did have, and maybe this is why you said Moira, was because I talked about the 4 agreements.
Oh, I've got 4 agreements after that. Okay.
I do.
I don't know what. So, we're in the 4 agreements.
The 4 agreements.
Crikey.
Yes. four agreements, and that's what I had talked about, is the four agreements are such magical pieces to creating, to being, to resting in inner peace. So, and you can use the just for today, just for today, I'm going to be impeccable with my word. Just for today, I'm going to, I know this one was the one right after the tip you did, because that's what made me think of it, was when you're saying don't engage on other people's stories. It's like, that's not about you. Don't take things personally. People do have
But that's,
opinions
yeah.
and judgments and that blah, 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 and have at her. But it's nothing to do with me. And then the whole thing about be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions, and do your best. Always do your best. Right? That right there, creating such a beautiful love
That
blanket
just,
of peace.
it did. It just landed.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
having that, it just landed. Yes. Thank you. The next one, yeah, this is where I've got your pishin. The next
Yes.
one I've got your pishin is when you're on vision. I've written down on vision, your niggles don't get in the way.
Yeah.
And that also means being aware of your boundaries. That's where I put that word in, boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Crikey, crikey, crikey. Who would have thought I'd have that one? Just be aware of your boundaries, and it's okay. Boundaries are movable.
Yes, they are.
Just I think
But
that's the
you
other
are
thing is
worthy of
they're
them too.
absolutely. So when your train is going forward, the people who get onto recruit onto your train, or you try and recruit, that's okay to get them on and off, but just know that this is up to you. You're on your vision and
Yep.
mission and
Your passion
purpose.
and passion.
Your passion. Your passion. I think that's a great word. I might just
I
trademark
do.
that word. I might
Yeah.
just trademark that word for fun. Your passion. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. The next one, and I love that you put in boundaries in there too, because I think that is such an important one too, is that your inner peace is your responsibility, and putting boundaries on that is such a crucial piece to
Yep.
making a
Yep.
stand for yourself. The next one I had was to feel your feelings. I said feel your feelings, and that's when I mentioned about having read from a number of different sources about allowing us to feel all of our feelings, the uncomfortable ones, the anxious ones, the fear, the discombobulation, because when we show up and feel them, they provide us with intel, they provide us with guidance, which actually is the overarching thing of ultimately it's all about peace. And that's what I was saying, is that when we're feeling fear, it's oftentimes a piece of guidance that says, good for you, you're on track. Keep going. Right?
Yeah. And it is the lean in. I think I don't know if I've even said it here.
Yeah, you
lean in
have.
on
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
Lean in, but go back to that boundary. Lean in when you want to lean in,
Mhm.
and lean out when you want to lean out, and step sideways when you want to step sideways. I love that you can see fear as a gift or a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I've written down everyone is different.
Yeah. I like that what you brought in on that one.
And when you just see everyone is different, you don't have to compete, compare. You just see them. That's them.
Mhm.
Harden up, buttercup. Build a bridge, get over it. Like all those little things. It's like, okay, everyone is different, and goes back to that. Don't take things personally. It's like just don't get attached to that they should be one way
Yeah.
when you're choosing to only see one side. Because the reality is, you're only choosing to see one side, and they've actually got both sides. Because if you can see one side that they're mean, there's another side that they're kind and generous.
Mm.
So yeah, it's your ignorance. There we go, people. There ain't no other piece of that. It's your ignorance that you're not choosing to see. So just know that everyone is different.
I think that just to add on to that, that we didn't talk about this, but as I'm listening to you on that, is that's so important, I believe, to acknowledge that everyone is doing the best they can with what they know.
Oh,
Isn't it?
100%.
And so if you can look around and say, oh gosh, you shouldn't be using those words, or you should be doing this, or they're doing the best they can with what they know. You do the best with what you know, and don't
Yeah.
project it around or make it somebody else's thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And because from there, and I love that what you brought, that everybody's different. That's when I talked about bringing some curiosity.
Mm.
Because curiosity we can, when we're curious, we can actually hold space for somebody who has a widely different viewpoint or practice
Mm.
or way of being. And just kind of, that's an interesting way of talking or doing something or reacting.
Yeah, it goes back to that four agreements. Don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just like, oh, that and be curious is a wonderment. And it's way better to be curious and having a wonderment than be
Yeah.
extremely peeved off.
Yes.
Because when you're peeved off, your clothes get
There's
caught
not
on
much peace.
the door handle, and
Yes.
everything's trying to tell you to slow down, but you're blinded to the other side. Here's some harsh truths. Open your flippin' eyes, people, in a beautiful, loving, thoughtful way,
And
because that
glitter
is going
glitter
to
bomb way.
exactly. It's the only way you get your inner peace. It's not your job to change others.
Yeah.
I think remembering that, just going, oh, this is not mine to fix. And I'm going to say, even with family, because people are like, oh, it is, it's my son or it's my daughter, and it's not. It's not. We're teaching them to fish. We're not handing them the fish.
Yeah.
Don't strip others away from their dignity, um, of exploring this themselves just because you want it your way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not your job to change others.
No.
And for us, it's not our job to change you. Our job is to show you information, and you can pick and choose what
What
feels right
feels
for
right?
you.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And then talking about choosing, the next one I have is to choose your response. And so
Oh yeah.
sometimes the best response to choose is to just smile and walk away.
Mm,
You don't even have to say anything. It's like, okay,
yeah.
that's their opinion. Smile and walk
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We just pause and breathe. Go back to that first tip. Hand on heart.
Yeah.
Understand that they're on their journey. There's a lot of themes in here that they're just worded differently. They're
Yes.
just when I look at this, it's there's probably, yeah, they're all just worded differently.
Yeah.
When I looked and I was like, this is
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's a beautiful theme. I like it.
Mm.
Feels
And
gives
I'm
me peace.
smiling. I know. And I'm smiling at the next one is walk to the beat of your own drum.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, there we go. So when you're walking away, walk to the beat of your own drum. Don't walk to others. There's definitely a theme. I was just like, wow, there's a
Mm-hmm.
big theme in here. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't get it, people, crikey, you need to what?
Crikey.
Because we're just saying the same stuff over and over in different ways. No, I
Different
mean,
ways.
I'm, yeah, and I think, yeah, just walk to the beat of your own drum, and you get it when you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I have is, and you said this one about being aware of the labels other people's give you.
Oh, the
And
peacekeeper role.
yeah, and so what I had also added into that sometimes it's actually quite helpful. So you
Mm,
want to run it through your own truth filter. Is that label a role that I'm comfortable with?
mm,
Or is it just helping me see how somebody else sees a nuance of me? So
mm,
sometimes it can be a beautiful way of kind of filling out of like, oh yeah, I'm good at that. If I am a good peacemaker, then maybe I want to embody that. But
mm.
if there's a sense of resistance or it's not authentic, then it's like, okay, thanks, that's your opinion. Nod and
Ah,
smile and walk away.
yeah.
Right?
And that's when you brought in the how does this make me feel about
Yeah.
myself?
Yeah.
Actually, that's probably the same tip, but sort of also a separate one, but a reminder.
Yeah.
How do I feel about myself here? I don't feel safe. Then what am I going to do? Stay here and feel unsafe, or step aside?
Yes.
Okay, I feel fantastic. Great. What am I going to do? Am I going to stay, or am I going to step aside? Like
Hmm.
they're all just those, again, you're walking to the beat of your own drum. Just
Yeah.
how do I feel? And also knowing every day can be different from your PEMS. We haven't talked about PEMS for a
No, we
long time.
haven't. My goodness. Your
Okay, we've got to
physical,
add that to
emotional,
the
mental, spiritual well-being.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
if you've had a rough sleep, you're going to react very differently to
Yep.
having a beautiful sleep. If you've had junk, you've put junk in your mouth, you're going to react differently to having a nutritious time. If you've gone outside and felt the wind in your hair, you're going to
Yeah.
feel different, unless you've been to the hairdresser, then that's just a whole, then there ain't going to be no inner peace when you go stand outside, I'm just going to say. But you get to choose you every day. Choose you. Oh, actually, there's another one. Oh, whoops, we'll
Choose
just
you.
add that one to the side. Every day, choose you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Every day, choose you.
Every day, choose you. I like that too. That at least we got that one in. It's nearly as good as a T-Bag quote. And just for today.
Yes.
Just for today. Just for today, I'm going to choose me.
Yeah, just for today. See how
Just
it
for
goes.
today.
Then how do I feel about myself here?
Yeah, and just for today, I'm not going to be the peacekeeper. I'm going to step aside.
Yeah.
And just for today, I'm going to choose me.
And be curious about how does it
Mm.
feel? What do you get done? What do you not get done? How does
Yeah, be that
does it
detective.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
And then the next one, and it's amazing that we got this far into the conversation before we started talking about trust.
I know. What the heck?
But see, trust is such an important part. And that's when I was talking about, I don't ask questions about, well, the example I gave when somebody was saying, what question do you ask yourself to trust that everything's all in the way it should be? I'm like, well, there's no
That's a
question.
great question. That's a great question to actually go, I don't see trust. What do you do? Like what things do you put in place? What, because that's a great question if somebody's doesn't see it.
Yes.
But but just you breathe it.
You breathe it,
Just
but see,
you
don't
embody
you
it.
agree that exactly? Because that's what I was just about to say. Trust
Oh.
is an inside job because so you embody it. And so even with eyes looking at something that's maybe discombobulated, falling apart, whatever, sometimes things have to fall apart in order for the next best thing to fall in,
Mm,
right? And
mm.
so that's where my level of trust comes from. It's like, yeah, okay, so there's chaos, there's turmoil, there's turbulation, there's doesn't mean that everything's going to hell in a handbasket, as some people might
I
say,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't
well,
heard that saying in a long time.
no.
You older woman, you. I love
Oopsie,
it.
I'm
I
sharing
love
my
it.
showing my age.
I said she had something at the weekend. They went, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh, I'm talking to 20-year-olds and
Oh gosh.
30-year-olds. Okay. So there's a 20 to 30 different age group. I'm like, okay, ask your mum. I know our mum's not your age. Like, okay, thanks very much. Thanks
Oh
very much. I'm not
gosh.
that old. Crikey.
Oh dear.
Just don't take it. Did that
Don't
create
take
my
it
inner
personally.
peace? Yeah, don't take it personally. Be impeccable with your word, Deborah. Don't say anything back. Just laugh it off. Shake it off.
Smile and
Yeah,
walk away.
yeah. Exactly. So the next one I have is watch your old stories and your patterns.
Mhm.
Watch those, and it goes back to that be curious. Watch those and just go, I can see I have this all the time when I go to my mother-in-law's.
Mm.
Um, and pardon Sandra, this is not you. I'm just using you as an example because most people have parents with mother-in-laws. I'm just going to say before she gets a little bit sensitive. There you go. We'll throw that one in there. But don't take things personally. But watch those things. If there's people who are around you who you feel discombobulated around, you don't have to be around them, whether they are family or blood. So watch that stories, that patterns, those things that keep repeating over and over again, because as soon as you can see them, you say,
They don't have power over
that
you
makes
anymore.
sense. No, as soon as you
Mhm.
open your eyes, there's that beautifulness of creating that inner peace that's yours.
Yeah,
That's yours.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I added in about what your BS as well. Your
Oh,
patterns, your old stories, your patterns, and are any of them BS?
yeah, BS, the old
An
BS. Yes.
outdated belief system, or maybe the other form
Mm.
of BS too. So
Yeah.
watch them.
Yes. 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 The next one I have is before Moira does a quote is it serving you?
Mm,
Is it serving you to be in this place? Going back to that, how does it make me feel about me? Is it
yeah,
serving you? Because if you feel it's not serving you, let it go.
definitely.
Because
Yeah,
if you're actually going, is this serving you? It's already not, because you're already going. So let it go. But if
because
you
you
have to
already
ask that
know.
question, you already
You
know.
already know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Definitely need to let it go. And then, like you say, this was the perfect quote, I think, to wrap up these tips.
Mm.
Was gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there.
Oh,
Such
say that
a,
again. Say that one again, because I think that's, I would love that. Yeah.
yeah, gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there.
Mm. Well, that embodied our inner
Embodied
peace.
inner peace. Absolutely.
Literally, I felt that one. I felt that. And I think the other thing is, feel it in your body.
Yes.
Feel it in your body. As soon as you can feel in your body, there's a whole different essence with you. So listeners, you know what I'm going to do now. You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to say, from the tips today of boosting your inner peace, from this, question yourself: are you playing the game of life to the fullest? Are you? Are you? Are you? Are you? And I'm sure, and I tell you the truth, if you're actually saying yes, then you're complacent, by the way. And the reason I say that is because there's always another level to lean into, even if it feels uncomfortable. So the answer is actually no. And if you think you are, then challenge yourself. Challenge, go, what can I do? What can I do?
Up level?
Yeah, absolutely. So thinking about what you've listened today, from boosting your inner peace, what's your highest priority action step just for today you're going to do today to achieve your inspiration? What is that highest priority action step that's come out of just for today that you're going to do to achieve your inspiration? And we're curious. We would love to know. We would love to know what resonates with you. What one really got you good.
Yeah.
Got you good, to inspire you and to inspire others around you in the way. But this is about you to embody it your way. So if you like this, the next step is clearly let us know what that tip is for you. But we're going to thank you from the beautiful bottoms of our heart, the beautifulness that we've just had, because this was an interesting one. I didn't know where we were going to go with this, and I definitely jumped at the start from boosting your inner peace, and they don't go together. And Moira just went straight to a heart coherent and landed so much that I yawned like 3 times in the first 3 seconds, I think it was.
Yep. Got you boosted.
Got me boosted. I know, boosted me. She got me good. But thank you everyone for listening today. And we trust that you got significant ones that are going to boost your inner peace, your version. And if you think we miss one, share. Let us know. Just go, this is what I use. If there's something you use that we don't have, share, because we love hearing that. Love hearing that. But thank you, Moira, for showing up, turning up, and sharing your wisdom. And thank you, listeners, for joining us today to boost your inner peace. This is Debz and Moira signing off for today, and you will hear us next time. Thank you. Thanks, Moira.
Thank you, dear Deb. Thanks for your wisdom also. And thank you for the wisdom of our listeners that have followed us through all of this.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.